I don't know. I don't think talking about it will help much.
Well, I just want to. I mean, clearly it's happening, so I just want to give a take on it real quickly. My take is that, like you said, there's a 6-minute delay on the stream. That's always been the case. That's always, continue to be for the obvious reason of awards specifically. There's things like that, though, from buybacks to engineer minds to just simple things like that may not be, you think to be like this huge big deal. But yes, that information will be there, of course, in the long run. And I would be lying to myself and everyone if I say, nobody does that ever. I mean,
no, I can tell you everyone does that.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
And it's
I
not.
don't
It's
have
like
facts,
it's information. Sorry.
No, go
but
ahead.
It's information that's available to you through the game. It's not like you're getting like if you scout wards, it's like that's not information you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
But the buybacks, that's like, all right, he bought back twice. We've seen it.
Obviously, I'm not saying I encourage people to do that. Yes, in a perfect world, in a perfect competitive world, especially something like a LAN for that matter, of course that wouldn't happen because they don't have the access to do that, at least ideally, as easily.
You don't.
Least, but,
you don't.
But yeah, but there. That's my take on it. It's done with. I know chat's having fun with it. I'm sure it'll...
I'm pretty sure they're just doing it to troll Slap. I don't think it matters.
I would like to see a slapped ghost emote. I do think that.
That would be funny.
All right, we gotta talk about this match though now, because
Anyways, yeah.
Let's just continue this awkward conversation now. All right, so we got this game coming at us again. 1-0 lead for Sync. So Tundra, Warby, Sandwraith, and Ophelia advance. So Slap just like, you know what, Sandwraith, we're not gonna deal with that again. They take it out. It does give them Lord South Forest though. We got Lord South Forest and a Parasite, Behemoth and a Mage Bane, Puppet Master into Prisoner. So, I don't know, again, with you being out of the scene for a little, I don't know how much you know about Lord South Forest and how he's considered
I've been informed.
Okay, yeah. He's like the A tier, like the quote-unquote cancer hero of the scene right now. I don't think he's over the top by any means, and I think a lot of people would agree on that, but he is definitely considered to be the strongest in a lot of people's minds, so...
I hate that term so much, though. Cancer hero, I think, back when it started, it described heroes like Scout, which would literally just run around and be cancer.
Just annoying, yeah.
Yeah, they would just do stuff which you felt are annoying and irritating and sort of RNG-based, like, oh, he was in the right spot, so he killed your courier. Cool, man. Thanks, Jonas. That was cancerous. But, South Forest, I don't know. But yeah, I've been told he's really strong and people go sheepstick on him, which I love. I think that's amazing. I think he used to play more as a carry before and build him damage and stuff, and I don't think that ever really worked out, so it's cool that they found a build that made the hero viable, kind of. Yeah,
his strengths are, it used to almost be like a niche too for a while there, where he was kind of considered like a counter to Wild Soul, Ophelia, these heroes that had some kind of heal to them that really relied on that, where his ultimate prevents that, at least from that single target. But, yeah, no, because he can farm so rapid, and I think that's what really opened the doors for him, is that he's a jungler now, and that he just farms insanely fast in the jungle once he gets the stacks going and everything. So, yeah, that's kind of picked up to be like an everyday jungle now, if you can get it. So, Moira, plenty about that hero there.
No, is that new?
It's a newer one, yeah. I will say, when you started playing it, when you were ringing here recently, honestly, we've seen it a couple times now in different games, but we did not see it at all for the longest time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I
only need to play it once, and the hero's back. No, but
yeah, thanks.
ECX draft. I've seen this draft before. I've played this draft against B-Dog game 2 and 3 in Thailand. I mean, at DreamHack. I love these picks. Prisoner with Moira, I think is so strong.
Yeah. Because
you can just use the spawn and it's a guaranteed hook, more or less. So it's the mid laner can't even really lane. And then later on into the game, they work so well with each other. Everything from the ultimate to setting up multi-hooks, right? Because when they pop out of the ult, they're mostly inside of the range for the prisoner hook anyways. So it works out really well together. This synergy is just really good. Mage Bane Moira combination does not work. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. It's not a combo that does anything. And on the other hand, I feel like Sync's draft is a lot what I would expect ECX to draft in a game like this. I just feel like they've kind of swapped playstyles in a way.
Final pick coming out for ECX now. Sorry, I'm trying to...
Yeah. There's stuff to talk about. So, Drunken Master, great hero against Moira. This used to be like a go-to counter pick. Drunken Master and Moraxis, these are like the two that you would normally pick. ECX banning out Moraxis as her second ban, which is kind of questionable. You should probably leave that as your third ban when you're playing a fourth pick of Moira, because it'll make it a bit more masked and a little bit more less obvious. But wow, interesting pick. They go with Slither here.
Yeah. Wow. That's not a typical hero at all. Why? So
Moira?
why are they going Slither here? What is the objective with Slither? Has Zane playing it too?
Yeah. So like the old Handskin BMG team, they used to run stuff like this in the suicide lane, and it was basically like, all right, it's a 1v1 lane, we're gonna try to win it, and we're gonna send like a Chipper or a Succubus down there, and in some ways, maybe Slither fits the same role. I just don't see why Slither is good against Puppet. I feel like he's gonna struggle.
Again, you'd figure, yeah, if anything, Slither. I don't know. That is. Now, I was the Gnomes wisdom, and actually we saw a game recently. God, somebody did pick Slither, but they actually picked it even more of a farming that carry role, and they ended up getting the Jade Spire item, which again, I don't know how much you know about it, but essentially it's an upgrade of the Gnome's wisdom, and it actually gives you a similar rage effect, but for spell damage instead. So
he's full HP permanently.
So yeah, the idea is that at least that yes, it's very good on a hero like him. Now. We didn't get to see him use it that game, unfortunately, so we still haven't really seen the impact of it. But that could be fun. Now, he is playing off-lane Slither, though, so yeah, that's really throwing me off here.
Oh my, what? That applies a shield?
Yeah.
That absorb?
It's really good.
What? So, wait. Let's speculate. If Slither hits 5 heroes with his ultimate, that's a total of 972 damage over 12 seconds. So essentially, all at level 16. So all that damage is going to come back to him in health.
Yes.
So he's getting 5,000 health from that item.
Yes. And then if you have mana regen on top of that, the 500%. When you activate it. Only when you activate it.
Right. But if you have staff, it's like even more damage.
Yes.
So basically, you're unkillable. You can run up and hit the throne for 10 seconds.
Sure. We haven't seen it yet, so it sounds like on paper, yes, it should be pretty strong.
So clearly that's broken. No, I mean, it's not reasonable. It's probably not going to happen. But if it were to happen, that'd be hype.
Something else that's important about Slither, actually, now that we're talking about it real quickly, is that he also did get some changes/buffs. It's actually pretty significant. His wards now, they actually refresh the duration. They don't refresh. I shouldn't say that. It's not that strong. It adds a second of duration each time the wards hit somebody on top of his toxicity, his ultimate, his Q. So every debuff he has on the target, it'll actually add a second to it each time a ward hits them. So essentially you can keep it something up infinite, on paper technically, but the idea that at least you can cast stuff up for a couple more seconds with the synergy there.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Another thing about Slither in this game is he removes healing, and I think a lot of Self-Force strength in lane comes from that heal. Maybe they knew that, oh wow, bottom lane, Self-Force is in trouble, Slither's gonna go on him, but I don't think they have the damage for this kill.
No, he's gonna be fine. But yeah, not being in the jungle, whoa, we got caught up with Slither there, that is really throwing me off now all of a sudden.
So they probably read this long lane, tri-lane setup, like Reason expected this to happen. And therefore they picked Slither and sent him bottom and were like, alright, we'll just match the Self-Force with something he can't handle. And so there's amazing for this, because it slows down all the regen, he can't regenerate HP as fast. And, oh, actually, it doesn't do that anymore. Okay. It's only health regeneration that it reduces.
The health regen, yeah. What are you talking about, though? The Slither?
It used to reduce healing, yeah.
Yeah, no, it does, right?
But only the regen. From the passive. It doesn't reduce the healing that he gets from the
I don't know if it ever reduced healing, to be honest. I thought it was
Didn't
just
it?
the regen.
Okay, I don't know.
I think that's where Self-Force actually was interesting in that concept, that actually they're going to apply the pressure again. And Mage Bane blinking in all of a sudden. Going to try to assist for that. Look at him. He's going to stand his ground. They'll go for the turn kill. He gets it. Slapped Manning up. Gets the Bloodlust kill. As a result right there. I mean, sure he dies, but I think that's definitely worth it for Slapped. Taking somebody with him.
Yeah, he's happy about that. This is also interesting. Slap can just rotate into the jungle now, no?
Yeah.
He'll just jungle down here, and they keep their lanes up top, and they get a dual lane mid. I actually think this isn't too bad for Sync. It's a smart hero to put down there. if you look back at like Stay Green, they used to do this a lot with Keeper of the Forest, where Chessie would sit in the short lane against tri lanes, and then as soon as it just wasn't working out, he would just rotate into the jungle and be fine. Oh wow, he almost finds Baboon Slayer hiding in the trees.
Unable to, though. But you see here, he comes back. Look at this. He's level 4. He has a bottle. So that's going to definitely help. But yeah, as you mentioned, he can definitely transfer into the jungle here at least a little bit and get some work done over here. Now, we do see Slither and Moira over in the jungle. In fact, Slither, is he going to keep going? Yeah, I guess so. They're going to make some rotations in total happen here. He might, yeah, nobody's top lane currently. So I guess Slither may just make his way all the way up there. It's going to be quite the trek, though.
No, I think this is very typical ECX. They do this a lot. Normally they abandon their suicide lane and rotate their hero into the short lane, but now they're basically doing it the other way around. They're rotating everything off to the off lane, leaving their safe lane empty, and just using like 5 heroes to control 2 lanes. But, or maybe not. Maybe he's going all the way top. I'm not sure if that's the right decision, but looks like they're gonna go for it. And Cornwall's like, dude, here you guys go.
Serenia. Not the best for him unless he can help at neutrals. No, he cannot. Near gets credit on him in the end. So, yeah, Serenia kind of throwing themselves at them right there, and obviously that backfires. I guess he couldn't have seen them, but actually bottom lane Moira porting out before he goes down now. Magebane, though, is going to be fine as he just blinks away, but you see Behemoth right there was trying to set up a kill. But TP, pretty good against a hero like Salforce. Able to blink away, of course. And he's stunned coming up, so. But yeah, Puppet Master just having a pretty good time at the top lane, though, it feels like. As, yeah, 28 and 7. Just guess with the lanes and how they're set up, that makes sense, though. There's a big opening here. Magebane? No, it's fine.
Interesting to note, all 3 core heroes on sync are farming extremely well. Like, Mika's doing amazing in the middle lane. Puppet's farming. I mean, Mika and Puppet are actually. Wow, that's so crazy. How does Mika have more creeps in a 1 versus 1 lane than Hax does in a completely empty one?
Yeah, no, 33 and 4 now, and then Prisoner's 22 and 2. So
top lane though, Hax is in trouble. Spawns up, but not in range for that latch. Are they gonna go for it? Nope.
No.
No damage.
Yeah, Slither really couldn't get there, and even if he could, I mean, again, he's not dealing a lot. Again, Slither's definitely not a bursty hero, of course. Magebane bottom lane, by the way, he goes down to Zlapt, able to chase him down. I am in shock how that happens. How does that happen? What? I would have loved to see how that began.
I think emotions right now are playing a big part. And I whispered Mickey between the games, and I was like asking him like how was stuff, and he's like, dude, chaotic in Skype, and all the stuff that I was talking about, the emotions were like, it really affects you. Yeah, exactly. And man, in games like that, like Slap was telling me, I was like, dude, so who made the call to pause? And he was like, yeah, it was Zibit. I normally do it, but I was just so focused on not dying, just like being safe. I just wasn't calling. I wasn't doing that. So it's just, you could really tell, like, and it matters so much in long series, like in long games. It really transitions over into the next game, and it's so hard to like put it behind you. Yeah. As Mick is diving crazy, man.
Yeah, he tried to chase down the Moira here initially. Now the Prison Break's going to come out. He's going to push him away, though. Well played initially. However, Magebane being here, the Shards of Harkon stun, and I think Mick, he overstayed his welcome. He does go down the Mana Rift explosion to secure the kill right there. I caught that for most of it. He actually almost got Moira, but she did a good job of juking through the trees, to be fair, and eventually escaped right there, put him in an awkward spot as he was trying to chase for the kill. So good escape more so by Moira, but yeah, a little bit agreed there from Mickey coming out in the
yeah, definitely. But also, like, if we're talking about emotions, this signals that they're feeling confident, right? When you're diving that deep, it's like, all right, we're feeling good about this game. As Nier now rotating over towards the top lane, and something about Parasite in general, this hero is so snowbally, I've come to realize. Like, getting these early picks does so much for the hero, and oh no. He chooses some poor pathing here, should have gone the other way around, but might still find Serenia. No, jumps out of his screen!
Oh.
Oh dear.
Couldn't find him there in the end, yeah.
Yeah, but these missed ganks, it does so much for Parasite. Like his game it's just not gonna snowball in the right direction. Last game he was getting all these picks and it was always working out. And the consequences normally you screw up once, you screw up twice, you're like, okay, I need to recover. I need to start farming. And then the pressure from Parasite really fades. So it's like a set time in the game, an interval where you're really afraid of the Parasite, but as soon as it fades through that phase of the game, you're like, all right, it's cool. He's not gonna do it because
Yeah.
he needs to farm. Um, and I think Sync are like they've kind of gotten through that phase. Now Parasite's not as dangerous anymore. At least not for like those kinds of ganks.
Yeah, I actually saw him down at the bottom lane. He also, I don't want to say silly, but he definitely underestimated the potential of South Forest, which is always a unfortunate thing to do. I'll say it like that. It's actually Mickey, he finds Prisoner over here, Luna assisting, and the Parathota in the face to secure the kill. Obviously chasing him down, picks up the double damage rune to help get that kill. So yeah, good find there. And Mickey is looking strong, but that's going back to my point here. Lord South Forest even stronger. This was a hero that essentially was 1 versus 3 at the bottom lane and has obviously made it work very well down here.
Yeah.
As Slither is going to juke away in time. In fact, Parasite now coming in. But again, it's South Forest. He's tough to kill. And he is going to remain alive. In fact, trying to set up some turret kills now. The stun from Moira is enough initially to keep them alive. Aluna, though, helping to chase down Mage Bane. And now Parasite's caught out. And E2 is going to fall. In fact, it could be more. Here comes a prison break for Prisoner, but immediately Mickey breaks it. He does get pulled back in, however, and killed off. So at least they get some kind of value out of that dive in the end. But, of course, Sync is overall really happy with what happened there, I'm sure. And now South Force back into the jungle once again. So, yeah, he's remaining to be on top of GPM here, because he was able to transfer. But that actually goes back to what I was talking about with the Parasite. He found him in a Skeleton King. He was kind of chasing him down a little bit, and he kind of tried to go for the kill. It didn't work out. Behemoth happened to be just close enough. They stunned. They got a turn, and that backfired for him big time. So that was an unfortunate moment.
Yeah. No, it's not looking good for E6 right now. Like, there was a long exchange down bottom, actually, all the way from when they were fighting in mid to actually bottom. Zane initiated onto Zibe, who TP'd out of there, and then Haxoring came in for support and was chasing out Zane until it eventually broke into a full-on team fight. If Zane had the Poison Nova there, and Poison Burst, and hadn't used it on Zibe, that might have been a very different fight, but he didn't, and it ended up going in the way of Sync, so it's looking good for them right now. Haxorn's going straight for that Shroud, which just signals, alright, we want to take control of the map, we want to set the game pace. Mickey's going for his helm, he almost always does this. I remember I used to think it was so good. I can't remember why, but I remember I used to think it was so good.
It's one of the few items that's, or it's one of the few heroes where it's actually, yeah, we could probably see it on. I think a lot of it comes down to he's kind of that bulky hero somewhat, but he does so much damage with the skill set. You know, he doesn't need amp damage. The way he's able to do more is by surviving more in a sense. So, again, that synergy's there. But yeah, I mean, the item has changed a little bit, not a lot, I guess, over time. But you know what? Well, it hasn't changed anything dramatically. I think just over time, some number tweaks have happened, but nothing very dramatic. I think it's something with the blocking, but no, maybe not even that for a long time. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think part of the reason it died off so hard was we lost the Vanguard brothers. Because they would still buy it on like Zephyr or Kraken even. You would see Limp buy it every now and then. So
Chessie and Limp, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, ever since they left, it just hasn't. I don't know. You don't really see them a lot. But I can't tell you why it's really good on Drunken. Just take my word for it. I know I used to think it was really good, so it probably still is. Mick is buying it. If that's not enough arguments, then I don't know. But yeah, it's just looking really good for them. Moira, another hero like Parasite, they just really need to snowball. Like you need to know where you can find the rotations. As mid lane, there's initiation here on Prisoner.
Yeah, again, this is where Slither's kind of awkward. He's like, I'll poison spray, and that's it. He kind of just had to run right there because there was nothing that he was going to be able to do to save that Prisoner as soon as the lunch hit. We actually happened to see Drunken earlier in the earlier series as they also chased down more on top of that. But he's arguably, if you think of any hero in the game that you can get Ghost Marchers on ASAP, he's probably one of the best in the game. That distance, that closing of the gap, and just the damage increase, honestly, especially of the early game, is so strong on him.
Yeah.
So that alone is really helping him control here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know really know what ECX can do here. It's
No.
such a rough game. Mage Bane just doesn't have anything right now, and Sync. I think when Sync enters this like, and it was with the old Sync too. Maybe it's something that goes with the name, but when they start rolling, it just keeps going, right? The confidence is there. They're making the plays they need to do. Haxorn has his shroud now, I do believe. It's on the courier. I can't
Yeah,
check,
it is. Yeah.
but yeah, it's there. So now it's just like, oh, because I mean, ECX, they've played the lineup that Sync are playing, essentially the same one. Maybe not with South Forest, but like these heroes are very like I would say typical of them. Definitely heroes they play a lot, but so if anyone knows how to deal with it, it should be them. But I don't know. The blink on Prisoner here is probably like this first step in making a recovery.
Yeah. It's definitely want to keep hope for ECX, but especially after the grind of last game and coming up just short, no doubt has to be weighing on their mind, and this game has not started in their favor whatsoever. Middle lane Drunken, 3 heroes setting up right there. They really wanted to get the kill, but Mickey was doing it just on the edge, and then eventually runs away before they even get the chance really. So he stays alive. You got South Forest, the Tablet of Command, the Ghost Marchers. He's going to triple stack some Ancients here and do them pretty quickly as he does. The last time we saw his play South Forest, I want to say he even won a Portal Key. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a game-by-game basis, but switching it up a little bit, probably going more the traditional, you could say, build here. The Tablet, maybe the Sheepstick next.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a sheep stick. I have no doubt. Because really the only threat for them is the Mage Bane. Because the other heroes are just so gimped. They don't have anything. They don't have a presence. And unlike a lot of other heroes that E6 play in the off lane, Slither, like you said, it just doesn't do so much when he rotates in and sits behind someone. Like, it's not like he can counter-initiate and save the guy. A lot of the troubles that I felt Sync was having in the last game were like ECX were just initiating on whoever they wanted, and they were not afraid of counter-initiation. And Emma Boy, at the mercy of Mickey, just blinked out. I'm not sure if he would have had damage though. I don't think so. He's on agility steam boots.
Well, the reason why he's waiting because South Forest is coming over. In fact, he's here now. Yes, Mage Man.
Oh,
he
should just go. Slap as a tablet.
Yeah, there's a stagger. Is he gonna die in the push? Gonna try to cut him off. Good placement there from Slapped, and yep, takes him down right there. So, good patience, good placement, good position. I mean, whatever you want to say. Good play across the board. Bottom lane, by the way, Behemoth. Guess what he has? A Portal Key, and he uses it right there to set up a double tap. Mickey, in fact, coming in to get both of the kills. A credit for it. Obviously, Behemoth doing most of the work, but Behemoth will gladly give this up as well to Drunken, I'm sure. So, yeah, he's got the Portal Key on top of those just lonely Striders, but that's really all you need on Behemoth. We've seen so much.
No, I mean, I just looked at the clock, and I don't think Reason should concede. I never think you should concede at 15. There's no reason to do it. You never know what might happen, but it's looking very grim. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to do it here. It's so overwhelming, the items right now on Sync, and I just don't know. I don't see a solution. Like, even assuming Mage Bane had like plus 200 gold per minute right now, it feels so overwhelming. With Slither, I don't see him doing too much in this game, and the same thing goes for Parasite. As well as Moira, he's level 5 at 16 minutes. I used to have like this mental rule for myself where it's like, if I notice that I'm not leveling fast at like minute 5, 6, I always try to be 6 at 10 minutes. That was like my goal. At latest 10 minutes, I want to be level 6 on my supports. And it's hitting 16 minutes, he doesn't have boots yet, and it's not looking good for Baboon Slayer. No. I don't know. It's hard to find positives here for ECX.
Yeah, no, there's really not much here, unfortunately. I mean, I guess Mage Bane is finding a little bit of opening, and the Rune Cleaver coming. Second process.
Yeah, Niera's caught up top, though. Seems like another kill's gonna go the way of Sync.
Oh, is it? Yeah, there's the red stun, and there's the follow-up double damage. Puppet Master helps as well. I was watching Mage Bane. South Forest was up here, helping to chase him away. But kind of boxing him. I mean, really, even though not going to kill him, but he basically forces Mage Bane out of his own jungle. Oh, he did get Moira. I thought he was going for Mage Bane. I didn't even realize.
Oh no.
He got Moira.
It was the Moira. Baboon Slayer. Oh no. He's just
dying.
I feel bad for Baboon Slayer. I really do. It's so grim. I hope no one has to beat him. Yeah, yeah,
Glad I
I know.
could
But it's
clarify
just
that.
fun to say baboons for
It
you.
is. It's a fun name.
Right. I just hope no one's ever in that situation, especially in a competitive game.
Yeah, you
But
know.
yeah, no, okay.
Oh, nice pick
Sorry.
there again.
If we're gonna look at what could ECX possibly do to get back into the game, I feel like right now it's setting up a bait. Because if you look at what Sync is doing, there are a lot of the times that they're going for pickoffs. It's not five-man pickoffs. It's just like 2, 3 heroes at top.
Well,
Mage main spot.
yeah, well, that was more so they jumped South Forest. He was sitting on the uphill right here, and they had a word of sight, obviously, to see him. So they actually jumped on him, Parasite and Mage Bane, but Puppet Master happened to be nearby, too, and they did not realize that. So that completely backfired for them. And the power throw even came through to secure the second kill. So, okay.
Right.
You were saying
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I just think that's their only play. Like, they need to five-man commit to just killing two. And be like, alright, we killed two of them. Maybe that'll scare them off a little bit from going into our jungle. Maybe that'll buy us some space. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's see if we can get that Slither ultimate with the, what was it? Dragon Spire? Jade Spire?
Jade Spire, yeah. That's
Yeah.
not happening.
Let's
That's
go,
going to be
Zane.
a while. I would
I
love to
believe in
see
you,
that.
Zane.
But
Yeah.
denying the tower at least. Nice play
Great deny by Matthias.
there. He just walks up and auto attacks it. He accomplished pretty well. There goes the poison burst. Drunken Master,
definitely
he
not
doesn't
getting
care
caught.
though. He goes right back in. Matthias himself is going to be jumped. Slither goes down as well. As Puppet Master able to lock him down. Parasite on the run. That shield breaker though from Drunken Master. It's helping him do so much damage here. Oh, look at that. Behemoth even going really deep right there to kill Moira. Takes him out of the end. Buyback from Slither as well as Prisoner, of course. Right now
Not
trying
bad.
to push them
Not
out,
bad.
so they're going to get Puppet. Oh, yeah, they will. Doesn't get the turn kill.
Honestly, if I was ECX, I would take that. That's not bad. They got both Behemoth and Puppet Masters. That's level 14 and level 10 kill. So it's a lot of experience going in their way, and it's opening up space for the Mage Bane. And at this point, they really just gotta take whatever they can get. Two kills for 2 plus buybacks? Yeah, totally, man. It's fine. Like, of course, every exchange is gonna cost them more than it's gonna cost Sync, simply because they're ahead. So, from the situation they're in, they killed the enemy carry and they killed the offlaner, or I guess the position 4 hero.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Mage Bane closing in on that Root Cleaver, it's gonna help him to start farm, but the problem is just that anywhere he goes on the map, he is so vulnerable to getting caught by anything really. Like any 2 heroes of Sync can kill him at this point. So Slap actually going for the portal key, like you said, not going straight for the sheepstick.
Yeah, I think he's building a sheepstick now, but yeah, wanted that PK first for the mobility sake. And what did I just see? Okay, go ahead.
No, I think if he would have gone straight for that sheepstick, it actually Mage Bane just wouldn't have been able to. I think he could have solo killed the Mage Bane with that.
Yeah.
But I guess he wants the initiation, which is fine, understandable. And Nier's in trouble again.
Oh, yes, he is. That drunk is that level 3 shield breaker, level 2 only. Do you know about the level 3 shield breaker?
What's up with it?
So
Hit towers?
yeah, it works on towers now, as well as Kongor actually. Even. So
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Congo. Okay.
it does work on Kongor. And that is intended. I did double check that with the design team, and it comes down to it's a single target, just like a Frostal Skull word or anything. So, yes, it does work on Kongor. So, but yeah, that with the tower is pretty good for sieging, and we see it a lot actually. We have seen it a bit, I should say. It's kind of a new DPS item.
Yeah. No, I mean I think it's always been kind of core on Drunken Master. Oh, I want to make a joke, but I think it's
These are, yeah, I kind of just ignore that he said so.
just open Honkcast.
Oh, God. Sync does it,
Oh,
right?
God.
You should
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Slap. The chat is gonna start again.
Oh, it's been going.
Oh, okay.
All
Alright, then it's not-
therapy's there, and he's leading the charge.
Cool
As
guy in real
always.
life.
I got the chance to meet him at DreamHack. Mage Bane,
No,
he's dead.
yeah.
But I
Um.
agree.
So this is where you kind of wish you had like, maybe like go for 5-man smoke, just like try it. Cause I feel like right now E6 has nothing to lose, and I don't really feel like they're gaining too much from playing the way they are right now. Slap, 500 GPM, Mickey 500 GPM, Axerin not too far off. And I mean both the supports from Sync are like, they have what they need to really have impact in this game.
Slither has 2,300 gold. Wow, he has a portal key. Okay. Didn't see that one coming, honestly, but I thought it was going to be the Nobe's Wisdom for sure, and then, go from there. But he does get the portal key, wants to be able to jump in, get a good placement of that ultimate.
Yeah, so really core in these fights is going to be like, I feel the way E6 wants to take it ideally is Slither will jump in and ulti and die. That'll happen. And then they want to try to use Parasite and Moira illusions to keep sync where like in the fight, even though they're affected by the ult, not let them reset. And when they're low enough for Prisoner to jump in and really get like two-man catch, that's when they're going to try to go. I'm not really sure what ended Prisoner's smoke right there, but okay. Yeah, so they really want to like prolong the fights. They want to let the Slither ult do its damage and then try to jump in. Probably not going to have the option to do so, but that's how they would get the most damage out of their heroes.
Yeah, ideally. Drunken's falling back with the rest of the team. You can tell Hellborn side ECX moving as a team here. Trying to see if they can get some kind of pickoffs, and Sync's not going to give that to them. You see, actually going to need some fill around a couple of heroes. Well, looks like Behemoth here, almost trying to bait out Drunken perhaps. Here in the middle, or maybe go for Mage Bane. Behemoth, you know it's coming. Oh, he fissures first, actually. Look at the quick burst. There's the Arcane Vortex. Behemoth is waiting, though. He's going to jump in after this. Yep, jumps in the background. Mage Bane barely stays alive. Cannot get away, though. He does go down. Slither, he got the ultimate. He was kind of open, but obviously doesn't really matter, as it's taken too much time to kill them in the end. Parasite actually does chase down Puppet, so it's something there, but there's a turn at the end of it. Slapped, he's a champion of New Earth. And Mickey gets a hat trick as well to top it all off, so probably one of the better the better jump chances that they're going to get, and obviously not the case. So they are throwing out the concede vote, but we'll see if it actually goes through. There we go. Okay. It is official. The series will go to Sync Esports, and yeah, it's like, not to sound depressed or anything like that. I mean, obviously it's a good series. That first game was just such an epic game,
hyped.
back and forth, so good, and you could just tell. I mean, ECX came into the second game a little flat, no doubt, and it's understandable. When you have a game like that you barely come out on the losing end of, it's got to drain you. So it seems like that carried over a little bit, and Sync, well, they went the opposite of carrying it over in the sense of they were feeling good. And that show too. So what else is there to say really on that? But also Slither off lane. I mean, that was a little odd. That was different.
I really think like this game, the series really came down to that first game. Like, it's just emotionally and like mentally so draining to lose a game like that. And because there were so many places where ECX feel like we could have just won the game if we did this right or if we did that right. And when the second game starts off poorly, it's so hard to play. And I think a lot of the times people underestimate like the human factor of the players, right? Like how important just the atmosphere and everything else, like everything except the game is in these games and series. And the more important the game is, the more those things factor in. So yeah, I really don't feel like, oh yeah, the E6 got stomped game too, but I don't think that reflects the series. The series really was like the first game that really shows how even it really was.
Yeah.
But after that, I just think they were drained. They didn't have the mental composure to like really do it, and they didn't have Tankafet, which I think honestly was a big reason in why the series went the way it went, because he's the kind of guy that I feel in those situations really would step up and like be like, this is what we're doing, this is how we're gonna do it. And no offense to TPS Priceless, but it's just like he's that guy in the team, and not having him in those situations just hurts so much.
No, I didn't even take that into consideration. I'm glad you brought that up, though, because absolutely. I mean, watching them at DreamHack especially, that was one of the bigger factors I noticed of that team specifically. Tankafet is the in-game captain. Imaboy's the drafter in the end, but Tankafet, no doubt, was the in-game captain, calling the shots there, and, very vocal when it came to that. So, yeah, you got to wonder if that was perhaps missed, again, especially in such that close and back-and-forth battle in that game number one. So, yeah, that's, what could have been, well, doesn't matter really, because it's what it was of Sync winning it 2-0. So, all right, that sets up the brackets moving into tomorrow. The visual here, we got, of course, Sync Esports. They're in the grand finals. Worst case, they finish second. Best case, of course, they win it all here in Cycle 7. And as we stressed, very, very important to determine where things stand moving into the Cycle 8 and trying to compete with Complexity right now for that first place seed. The winner gets that guaranteed to Thailand there for the World Finals. The winner of the standings, that is, at the end of it all, not of this cycle. But anyways, it's between Sync and Complexity, so important in that sense. Complexity will play Evo Corporation tomorrow, though, to kick it off, to try to get to the grand finals here and get that matchup against Sync Esports. So, Insania, I want to thank you for joining me, man. It's like I said, it's been a while. Had some fun here, though, today. Got a great game, at least in that game one out of it, that's for sure, and it was a pleasure. So, any shout-outs, though? Any final words you want to say before we start wrapping up here?
I want to apologize to Slap. I'm sorry. And I know you're going to get trolled in Twitch chats. And I'm really sorry. My bad. Might be. I don't know what to say. Except for that, it was really fun to cast some Han again and watch some Han. I really, of course, I'm super sync biased. I want them to do good. But except for that, let's go BMG. You guys can do it. I believe in you. Come on, boys. I know you guys got some secret strats you're saving for the qualifiers.
All right.
So you guys need to be ready, boys. Everyone out there. I know Complexity is watching. I saw a couple of their names. And Sync, Reason. All you guys, be ready. I predicted BMG are going to win Thailand again. And I'm sticking to it.
Wow, that's all right.
I did it when we left Han. And I'm sticking to it.
To back champions.
The first team ever, except Stay Green, to do it.
Yeah, except Stay Green to do it. So it would be the second team, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only other team that's won the tournament.
That's true. You know, I was actually I was going to mention that as you said that because yeah.
I realized it as I was saying it.
Won the first two, and then BMG the third one. So yeah, will it be them again? I mean, they're in the running obviously for the playoff. They can't finish number one at this rate, but they are in that spot. And so actually going a little bit more into that real quickly before we do officially wrap up here, guys. I'll put it on the screen here to show to you guys again. If you haven't checked out this forum post, it's here. It's also a post on the Han Tour site. This is the official announcement of kind of the off-season, not the off-season, the postseason here even, of what's coming up. Now, again, as you see here, the playoffs, it's actually starting later than a lot of people may have expected, as well as in the World Finals even a little bit later. So normally the World Finals have taken place in the April timeframe in the past, but it's actually going to be taking place in June this year. So we do have a little bit of time here before that's happening, and as a result of that, the playoffs are actually also getting pushed back a bit all the way to May, as you see. So May 7th will be the kickoff of the playoffs there. So even though we have our 8 teams that we know will be going to the playoffs after Cycle 8 coming up, there will be a couple of months there before they'll be playing in that. Now, in the meantime, of course, we don't want teams just doing nothing for all that time or just having to practice on their own. We are going to be running an event, which is the Deadeye Bounty League. Season number 2 is coming back. So we're bringing that back, Deadeye Bounty League. It's a really fun format. We did it last off-season even, and I think the teams kind of enjoyed it. Basically, there's money on the line every single game. So every single game you're playing for money, and that's something to look forward to. So it'll be actually the 9 teams that are ultimately between the number 1 seed and then, of course, the next 8 that are going to the playoffs. So they'll be playing in this Deadeye Bounty League here in a group